Kevin Bruinsmo with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, Ashley Properties, and I'm sitting in our St. Armand's Circle office this afternoon, and I wanted to follow up on my just sold listing on Las Palmas of Sarasota. I made a comment that, to me, the hardest properties to sell are ones with tenants currently in it. And I wanted to give you guys some reasons of why and maybe some strategy to kind of combat that. Number one, the owner isn't living in the unit. A tenant is, that is paying rent to the landlord. So a tenant, when the property sells, they don't have any skin in the game. It's not like they're getting paid because their unit that they are living in is selling. So that's the first deal with it. The second deal is that it's not their property. They don't own it. They are leasing the property. So with that, they're not going to take care of the property the way a homeowner would. So you're dealing with two things that right off the rip are going to make it challenging. They're not going to get paid for it, and they're not going to keep it as nice because they're not the homeowner. The other piece is they look at it as, well, I'm paying the landlord to stay here. I am paying my rent. I have a lease. If I'm busy or I have something going on, I'm not going to accommodate showings because it's an issue where now they're uprooting their lives and changing their structure to accommodate the owner, who they're already paying a monthly payment for the rent because they have a lease with. So the big problems you deal with are they don't have any skin in the game because they don't own it and they're not going to get any money from the sale. Second, they're not going to keep the place as nice because they don't own it. They're just leasing it. And the third piece is they're not going to be as inclined to accept as many showings as possible. They're going to decline any one of them that could possibly mess with their lives because they say, we already paid our rent. We're staying in our place. So here's a couple ideas whenever you are selling an investment property or something that has a tenant in that we used in order to get full ask on this particular listing. Number one, you have to make the tenant feel appreciated and like they are a part of the process. So all the showing requests went immediately to the tenants, the owner, and myself. So that way the owner knows what's going on. They know if these tenants are rejecting or accepting showings. Number two, the real estate agent, if they're over communicative like I am, needs to have weekly, daily communication with the tenants. Hey, saw you decline this showing. Is there a time that works better for you? We want to accommodate you. You paid rent. This is your unit right now. What can we do so it works for you as well as the potential buyers? The third thing, give them ample notice. On showing time requests, I put you couldn't request something the same day. So that way you had a better chance of that tenant saying, yeah, let's let him in. We've had 24 hours. We knew this showing was coming at 3 o'clock on a Wednesday since Tuesday morning. Same with an open house. Hey, would you guys be open to me doing an open house on there on a Sunday, 1 to 3, 2 Sundays from now? Go out and have lunch, whatever, but I'm giving you 2 weeks head notice that I need to be in the unit for 2 hours. And then the last piece to it is above and beyond complimentary. You guys did an amazing job making this unit look really, really well. It showed very well. Thank you so much. Thank you for accommodating that showing. And also telling your owner, hey, make sure you are touching in with your tenants, every so often saying thanks for allowing that showing to happen. So even though they're not getting any financial compensation for your unit selling, they still feel like they're a part of the process and that they are treated correctly with respect and with appreciation for accommodating you in the process of selling the home or condo. So that was kind of the philosophy I used, and it helped us. It took 39 days because it was harder to get showings, and we had to do those things to accommodate the tenants. But ultimately, the end goal was the same. We got a full ask offer, and it closed yesterday, and now we have a full ask transaction that's been completed and closed, and we really were able to net the seller's profit a high margin as they were collecting rent and then ultimately with the sale of the unit. So just a couple of thoughts and ways of kind of my philosophy and strategy on handling a situation where you have a tenant in there. Any other real estate related questions, especially down in the greater Sarasota, Florida area, please don't hesitate to ask, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks.